it feels like sort of deja vu. A new report out today says that police must stop engaging in woke culture wars and focus instead on, oh, surprise, surprise, Pete, catching criminals. This is a major government-backed review that probably costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. The damning report into failings in police leadership said bosses must be resolute in refusing to take sides and not be diverted from focusing entirely on the prevention, detection and prosecution of crime. I'm a bit old-fashioned. You've probably created this in me. I thought that's what you're supposed to do if you're a copper.
This report, which I welcome, and I'm very glad that finally this government has had the courage to commission the report and to get it published out there today. This report says nothing that you and I have not been discussing for years. What does it say? Police leadership are woke, useless, corrupt, there's nepotism, cronyism, all the things I have been saying publicly for a very, very long time. Now, let's hope that it leads to the change, the formation of a policing academy, senior police academy, and also that changes filter down to the front line. It's about blooming time somebody said this.
I couldn't agree more, but to me, this is typical Labour. This is Quango committee report, kick the tin down the road. Let's not do anything about it. You said it really well. Anybody with a brain cell can see what's gone on here for absolutely ages. I don't want reports. I want action. Somebody, I think it was with Poppy this morning, we were talking about Southport again. Suddenly, you know, overnight with Southport, there were thousands of police on the streets, there were free spaces to do people in court, and there were free spaces in prison. I don't believe... I think it's all part of, without wanting to sound conspiratorial, I think that the change to the police force, the way the police do all of the things that they do, is part of what's happened to this country. Diversity, you can't get a job unless you tick a few boxes. You can't sit in a television show at the front unless you've got something, you know, that they think is good to show. You can't... the police, you know, we're supposed to stand and talk. No, just arrest criminals. They break the law. I still find it, you know, 61 tomorrow, just thought I'd drop that in. I still find it utterly repugnant that people can go into a shop and nick 200 quid's worth of stuff and nobody does anything. That's not a world I understand.
But these failings in police have been going on for decades. Yeah. And I and certain other crime and police commentators and writers have been shouting it from the rooftops, but nobody wanted to listen. In fact, senior police, some of them labelled me as dangerous because I told the truth. Well, I'd far rather be called dangerous than be accused of cronyism, nepotism, being woke and otherwise corrupt, which is what so many of them are. Let's see now, will this Academy of Senior Police Leaders be created? If so, who's going to deliver the training? That will be very interesting to see, because if it is just the same sort of people rolling out utter nonsense, then nothing's going to change. But there's also another important and very welcome recommendation in this report, and it is the formation of the rank of senior constable. So if that's done properly, PCs who want to remain PCs but have a wealth of experience, deserve to get paid a bit more and therefore have some leadership role. Senior constable, I think, would be a very good idea. But talk's cheap, policing's expensive. We'll have to wait and see if these changes that are very much needed come into place.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that, and fingers crossed it finally means there'll be some movement. Just quickly, Pete, a comment. You've been quite vocal in the past about how successive governments have ruined this country. There's another donation row centring on Nigel Farage this weekend. Reform says he's done nothing wrong. It was before he was a Prime Minister. He's kicked back a bit today. Front page of The Express. It's a hit job. I've done nothing wrong. Poppy Coburn, I thought, nailed it. I'd love to cut that interview up, guys, if we can. She just said, you know, it's a bit rich. Have a look at yourselves, all these other parties, you know, think Mandelson, think Lord Ali, think the Russian oligarch in the House of Lords that's given money to the Tories. We're not condoning because we don't know the truth about what's going on, but it does strike so many people who are contacting this show that the establishment will do anything to stop a man who's led in 334 opinion polls.
Of course they will. There's so many of the establishment are absolutely desperate to keep Nigel Farage out of number 10 Downing Street. And of course, this weekend, we've seen the Sunday Times embark on an effort to try and do that. What I want from political leaders is action. I want political leaders that are going to preserve British culture, British values, that are not going to be afraid to wear a flag of St. George or a Union flag, to cut out the woke, the drivel, the nonsense, the liberal, the fluffy, the what they call themselves progressiveness, which is so damaging to everything that so many millions of people know, love, adore, and want to cherish. And I want the establishment stripped out of all that damaging, woke, fluffy nonsense. Give me a political leader with the will to do what they say they're going to do. Get a grip on defence, get a grip on migration, lower taxes, lower energy costs, get the economy growing again. That's the kind of thing I want to see from political leadership.